So, sorry, I'm like squatting, like half of my body is like I'm on my carport and the light is funky right now, so sorry for that. Hopefully my thighs, my squat position won't give out on me. I am going to venture into attempting to make my own cutting boards. I really wanted to find some vintage, old looking, kind of an antique feel to them set of cutting boards. I looked for a little bit, probably I didn't look that much. I mean, I looked for a solid day at several different places, but I'm trying to put together a mural, cutting board type mural for an awkward space on my dining room wall. If you want kind of like my whole thought process and everything, there's a video, just kind of like the explanation behind how I came to this idea. Deck the halls. So if you want to check out, you know, my whole thought process of how I came up with this plan, you can check it out in my other videos on my channel. I'm going to take you guys along with me, show you what I do, how I do it, and yeah, I'm excited to see the finished product. I'm curious to see how it's going to turn out, but here we go. Let's begin this adventure. So this is what I'm working with right now, these two boards that I just had laying around. This one has a live edge, so I'm thinking that I'm going to use it for more of a charcuterie type board. Got some cracking down here, so I probably will not use this end. The board will be about, you know, that big, handle included. Unless, of course, I put like a hole or something, because it needs to be able to hang. It's kind of the whole point. But if I like put a hole, I don't know. I've not decided what to do with that yet. And then this board over here is the larger one that I have. I definitely want to do a breadboard, a round breadboard. And since it's the widest that I've got, I will probably use at least half of this one to do either a full-on circle or oval type board. And then if I have enough left, I will do the third board with the remaining wood of this. So to get started, I'm going to do some measurements to figure out where, obviously where I want the board to end, because I'm going to need to cut off all of this down here that is just cracking and really not going to work to be a part of the board. Actually, I may put the handle on this end, because that would actually give me a little bit more length. So I'm actually not going to be very precise with my my measurements or my lines, simply because I am going for a more or a less cookie cutter type look. This other board will be our straight edge somewhat. I have a carpenter brother-in-law, Josh. I don't think he watches my videos, but if he were, I'm sure he would be cringing right now. But so I'm thinking that will probably be my cutoff line. What I may do for the handle is a just like an oval, like a semicircle type. I think that could actually be really, really pretty. I'm gonna measure approximately the width here is 9 inches, or a little less than 9 inches actually. Let's call that 8.5. So 8.5 inches, that would put the midway point right at 4.5. So here's our midway point. This should be about halfway through where the handle is. So the center of the handle should be right there. Depending on how thick I want my handle, let's say a 3-inch handle. That does seem kind of fat. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so let's say this is the outer edge. Yeah, outer edge, and then 1.5 inches other outer edge. Do I like that? Do I like that? Yeah. No. I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna do 1 inch on each side. Yeah, I'm gonna do 1 inch on each side. So it'll be a 2-inch handle. So what I may do is actually kind of have it taper out. Do I want it to taper out a little bit? And then like a flat, like a bit of a squished circle shape for the handle. Again, not going for a perfect shape, going for a relatively perfect shape. I really hope this doesn't shake the table too much. So sorry. So sorry if you get a little bit jarred. Safety first, people. Make sure all of your hair and loose clothing is tied back. All right. And safety goggle. Oh no! You know, that's just cruel. I complain about my hair being too thin, and then I try to put it up in a clip and the clip breaks. I need the hair tie. I feel like top knots are the thing to wear if you're woodworking, if you're a girl. Or a guy and you have long hair. I don't know, there's something about top knots that just seems appropriate for woodworking. Okay. What I'm gonna do, I think, might be easiest. I'm just gonna cut off the top so I'll have access to the edges. How, gosh, I can't see anything. I really hope that my face is actually in the shot. How I never knew that this tool existed. I mean, I knew grinders existed, but I didn't know wood grinders was a thing. You had like a wood attachment for grinders. I love this. It's like the king of sandpaper. It's so satisfying and effective. So I'm going to grind away at some of these less than even edges. Also just give it a little bit of character. And then we're gonna do some sanding and beautifying. And then after all of that is done, I'll be able to drill some holes to make the circles or the hole in my handle. And then I need to get some hemp oil to seal the wood, but it's that easy. And it's coming along, so grind with me. Grind this wood. Just come along with me on this woodworking adventure. So, this is what we've got so far. And she's looking good. She's looking cute. I think I'm gonna have to pull out the grinder again to get these babies, these little cracks in the wood. I thought the sander might do it, but does not appear as though it's just taking too long. And I think that, yeah. I'm also not sure what I want to do with the live edge because it's so thin at the very tip. I don't know. And then I've got to take care of the handle a little bit, clean that up, so you can see some of the saw marks. But I'm very pleased, and I think it's gonna look beautiful once I actually have the hemp oil on it and clean it up a little bit. So yeah, this is our progress, yay! Okay, so took a quick chocolate cake break. I'm now going to use this drill bit to just get a hole or a couple of different holes in the handle so that I can then put the jigsaw into the handle to cut out a proper shape. So that's the next step. Then I'm going to sand it with a few lighter sandpapers, and then we'll just have to put a little bit of hemp oil on it, and I think that it will be good to go. We'll have cutting board number 1 completed. So it was easier than I thought. See, a little bit further over. Hey! I'm gonna draw it out the shape I want instead of just flying blind like I normally do with everything else in my life. Let's see if we can do like almost like a teardrop. Like that. Do I like that? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, we're a little bit sunny rumpus. It's not quite even. That should be a little bit thicker on this side, but I think it's fine. What are you doing, Bubba? Little hack. You need to sand a circular object. I just thought of that, but let's see how it works. Hey, works good. I'm happy with the way it's coming together. I think we're gonna do a little bit more sanding.
Why are you sanding it?
Why am I sanding it?
Yeah.
So that it's smooth.
Why are you cutting it?
Why am I cutting it?
Yeah.
So that it's the shape I want. Hey, not bad for one afternoon. So finer sandpaper, we're gonna go over it with. Do a little bit more coarse sanding probably around here. And then hemp oil. I should be ready to go. I'm so pleased. Yay. Welcome back to project day number 2. This morning I took the kids to Lowe's and we picked up, well, I was looking for hemp oil, but they did not have it. I did not want to wait and order it. So I ended up getting this, 2 different things. Firstly, I picked up this Butcher Block Easy Wipe On Application, Safe for Food Contact, Oil and Finish. This I think has more of a stain, more of a color to it. And then I got cutting board oil, which is just going to condition it. And I'm actually probably going to use that to, yes honey?
Oil, what you need?
Cutting board oil is what I need for cutting boards. It does make sense to use cutting board oil for cutting boards. But I was thinking I'm actually probably going to do a little bit of sanding and put some oil on my wooden utensils because I use all wooden utensils. I don't like plastic. So I'm gonna clean those up a little bit because I've not done really anything to take care of them or maintain them since I bought them. So I probably will use that oil for a couple of different things. But I just put finer grit sandpaper on my sander. I'm going to go over the cutting board again just to make it a little bit smoother, and then we'll clean her up, put on the oil, and the first one should be done. We've reached my favorite part in every project. The part where I get to put the finishing touches on it and see how it turns out. The lighting, man, the lighting. It's so bright. So, this is it. Before we put on the oil, I'm gonna figure out, I actually am not sure what order or how I want to put this oil / conditioner on, because I don't know, I'm gonna do a little bit of reading and then decide what I'm gonna do next. But yeah, exciting, here we go. Okay, so here's what I've decided to do. I'm going to apply this first because I think this is more of a protectant, more of an enriching type coating. So it's more for seasoning and oiling the board. And this is more, I think, of an initial protectant. They both need time to cure. I'll do a coat of it now, I'll do another coat tonight, and then tomorrow morning I will put on some of this. So this is the finished product of the round breadboard. Ah! The round breadboard. I just rinsed and repeated what I did with the charcuterie board. It's smaller than I originally envisioned. Didn't end up staining this one. I wanted it to be lighter than the charcuterie board and the other board that I had after I oiled it, because I just wanted a little bit of variance, a degree of differentiation in the color of the wood and everything on the wall. So I'll probably season it again after this cures a little bit. But overall, I would say project make my own vintage cutting boards was a success. I really enjoyed this project. I ended up only making 2 boards instead of 3 like I originally planned for a few different reasons. The primary being that I ran out of wood. The second being that I realized I had another board that I could hang up in the meantime. I will most likely make another board or 2 or 3 because I really like these boards, but they aren't exactly what I want. Meaning, I think that there's room for improvement. But it was a super fun project, definitely one that I think I learned a lot along the way. It was experimental. I will most likely make some more in the future and update the wall, but for now I'm really happy with the 2 that I made and then the one that I re-oiled that we already had. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the time that you take to watch my videos. Don't forget to leave a comment and a like if you enjoyed it, and definitely subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.